Alright guys, welcome back to day one, Project Series build. Today we're going to be doing something a little easy, or I hope it's easy. I don't necessarily know how hard it's going to be or exactly what issues might come from doing this. But we're going to be working on removing the radio antenna from the vehicle. It does not go up and down. It doesn't work. There's no radio in the car. There is a radio unit, so there's a header unit, but there's no like communication. Like when you switch to radio mode, it's just all static. So I believe it's something to do with the radio antenna box or something along those lines. It is old, it's original to the car, so it needs to be removed, inspected, and more than likely replaced if I am going to assume to have radio in the car, which probably not because I don't listen to the radio. I'd rather listen to my own music. But yeah, so that's what we're going to do today. So stay tuned, follow along. I don't have all the right tools for this more than likely, but we're going to probably make some monster tools getting into there and messing things up and working on the car. So yeah, let's get started. So first things first, the little impact I have from Harbor Freight claims that it can take this wheel off. I can't really be sure that it can because every time I use it, it just sits there and just and nothing loosens. So what I've done is I put the wheel back on the ground. I got the correct size, a 19 mil on a 1/2 inch wrench, or ratchet wrench, and we're going to attempt to pull the lug nuts out this way. I don't know who put them on last. I don't know what they torqued them to. I don't know if they're just on there really tight or they've never been taken off in a long time. The date on these wheels is 2016. If you know anything about tires, you're supposed to replace them usually before that many years. They have really good tread, but they are dry rotting. They're cracking all along the sidewall and stuff, so that'll be one of the next things to get replaced, but I'm not doing that because I ain't got the tire changing equipment. So yeah, let's go ahead and see if we can get these tires off. Alright, so I've gone ahead and broken them loose. I got the guard on the jack stand on one of the lift points. I have the jack in the rear just to be safe. It's not actually putting any kind of really heavy pressure on it. It's still sitting mainly on the jack stand. I got the e-brake on, transmission's in first gear so it can't roll back. So yeah, let's see if we can get these off with old Hercules here. He sure as hell couldn't break loose whatever this was. Well, got them off. One thing too that I've noted about the car and the condition of it, some of the lug nuts appear to be original to the car, some are clearly copies, and some are just completely the wrong lug nuts. Like the tire back there in the rear, it's completely different size, completely different lug nuts. I don't know, I'm gonna have to replace all of them so they all match, so it's easier to work on instead of carrying a box of tools around with you in case you break down. But yeah, let's go ahead and just pull the wheel off. Make sure we don't lose those. Oh, super light, man. Oh wow. Man. Plus, I've actually never been able to look at the condition of the inside of the tire either. So, looks good. I don't see no cracking or anything. Wheel still holds air, so I would assume it's not cracked on the rim. But yeah. Alright, let's roll this out of the way. Set it down over here. Alright, so now that we got that off, we've exposed the rotor, caliper, brake pads, and everything else here. Previous owner that owned the vehicle for me said he knew that these were new. They do definitely look new. They are definitely new brake pads. I'll show you guys here. So yeah, I'll show you guys here. I'm shaking. Oh man. Sorry about this, guys. But yeah, the brake pads are definitely good. Rotors are definitely new. Caliper is definitely new. This is not original. The original ones did not come blackened like this. So this is definitely aftermarket part. But yeah, what we're going to be doing is working on this guy here. This is the radio receiver antenna box, or I don't really know how to claim what it is. The Haynes repair guide isn't really exact on what it is either. Looks like there's a small bolt here, and I think there's another one if I can clearly barely see it right up in there. I'll get some light, get you guys set up, and definitely move on. Alright, I don't really know how well you guys can clearly see what I'm doing. I've got a light set up on the spring, and I'm looking at the shock actually right now, and oh no. I don't think, yeah, that's not supposed to be like that. So definitely gonna have to replace shocks. These are clearly shot to pieces. See if I can just rotate you guys a little. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's a pretty good light there. Yeah, there goes the light. But yeah, that's not supposed to be like that. But that's a project for a different day. I'm not really worried about that right now. I'm more worried about getting the car up to speed, but I'll have to order some new suspension parts and stuff. Yeah, I don't necessarily know what brand I'm gonna go with, and I don't really know exactly what I'm gonna do with it. But yeah, let's get back to the actual project here. So I'm gonna go get the tools. I'm gonna go get everything prepped that I need to take this out, and we'll hopefully have everything I need to take this out. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the future in the editing. Alright guys, so I've got all the tools I believe I need. Everything on this car is in metric, of course. It actually came in, it was imported from Germany. Every sticker on this car says Stuttgart, and everything is in German on this car. When it comes to like little warning labels and stuff. Some of it's in English. It's like a mix of German and English, so yeah. But yeah, let's go ahead and start doing this. I could not find my 1/4 inch extension, so I've got a little bit of a monster tool. I got a 1/4 to a 3/8 to a 3/8 to a 1/4. Will this work? Probably. Should you do this? Definitely not. But yeah, let's go and see. If I remember correctly, somebody online said these were 10 mils. Of course they are. There it is. Yep. So this one I probably won't need the extension for. It's kind of in a good spot. Now, I don't know. Oh, it's loose. Okay. I don't know if that's supposed to be almost finger tight. Oh, it's just a screw. Yeah, see if you guys can see that. Yeah, it's just a screw with a 10 mil head. Interesting. Alright, now this is where I'm going to need the extension, because the other one is tucked up in this little corner up here. Now, when this comes out, I have no clue how this comes out. I don't know if it's just one piece. I do see some, what looks like maybe wiring that'll probably be a bit finicky to get out. But let's see if this one's just finger loose. See, there's a lot of sand and stuff up here from Florida. And as far as I can tell in the history of the car, it has only ever been registered in this state. So, and it's finger loose. I just can't really reach it. But yeah, no. So the car is definitely from Florida. It's not any other type of car or registration. What am I even saying? Blah. Sorry. Yeah, this is coming out now. I'll take this off. Let's use my hands. It's already moving, which is maybe a good sign. Okay, stay. So same thing, just a screw with a 10 mil head. Let's see what happens when I attempt to pull it down. Oh my god. Ooh, and it's broken. Look at that. I'm 95% certain that should not have happened, but this rubber hose. Like, look at this. Oh God, I'm getting dirt everywhere. It's so brittle. Like, I should not be able to do that. Alright, well, somebody did some work at some point as well. I don't think this is the radio unit box. I think this might be something else. I'll have to do some research on what this is exactly. I thought this was the radio antenna box, because I thought the radio antenna box would just go, like the radio antenna would go down in here and some magic would happen in this box. I'll look this box up and I'll get back to you guys in a minute. Alright guys, so I figured out what it is. This guy here is part of the emissions evaporation control system. This is the carbon filter from 1988. What this does is supposed to reduce the amount of emissions from basically the intake and from the exhaust and from the fuel delivery system. Reading the Haynes repair manual, this probably should have been replaced a long time ago. I will tell you right now, it weighs probably maybe 2 pounds, maybe. But I could tell it wasn't working. One of the symptoms of these failing in this car, from what the book says, is a strong fuel odor or a strong burning smell. And I will tell you, this car, when she starts, she smells very, very burny. Not rich, but like if you come stand beside the driver's side, you can smell it, which I think might be coming from this guy, which clearly wasn't working anyways, and clearly had already been compromised by that hose. From basically what I can tell, it's not necessary to own one of these. You don't have to have it to drive or run the vehicle. Basically what's going to happen is the hose that connected to this, it's just going to dangle in the wheel well until I can get a replacement. They're not that expensive, about $50 online on eBay. I don't like buying eBay parts. I'd rather buy something new. If I can't buy something new, I'll just put in a universal carbon filter if I can find one and go from there. But yeah, that's a little bit of history for you on this guy. Not what we were planning to do today, but good thing we found it and we now know about it. But yeah, it's called a Purolator too. That's how I was able to look it up. The bottom says Purolator and everything else is in German. So I'll just set that over there. Alright, so let's go ahead and get back into what we were doing. Alright guys, so I'll let you know right now, I can clearly see what looks to be an old wasp nest that's buried back up in there. Like I said, when I bought this car, it was sitting under a tarp for a long time, so it doesn't necessarily surprise me. I don't believe it's alive. I've been driving the car every week for a couple days out of the week, so I know it's either dead or they're really pissed off. But I haven't seen anything in the garage or anything, but I do see what looks like there may be a wasp in there. So I'm going to get some wasp killer and just spray it really quick just to make sure. I don't feel like going and getting stung today or working on it, but you can clearly see that's the radio box, or the radio antenna box. So that's what we'll be working on moving. Looks like there's two little bolts, probably look like 8 mils, that well, the one on the bottom was like an 8 mil to the unit, and then the one connecting to the frame of the vehicle looks like a 10 mil. That looks like to be the only thing holding it up. Not too sure how it's going to come out because of the antenna being stuck up, but maybe we could figure that out in the future. And I see all the wiring as well that I'll take apart, and yeah, we'll just figure it out from there. But let me get some wasp killer and spray that thing and let it dry off for a second, and I'll be right back with you guys. Alright guys, well, I'm back. I probably went a little overkill spraying the wasp hornet killer. It comes out like a jet stream, so probably went a little overkill with it. But let me know if the lighting's good in any of these videos, or if I need to get like a little more light, I guess, in most of my videos. But because I can clearly see what I'm doing, and from looking at the camera, I can see a little bit of what I'm doing for you guys. But it does seem to be kind of having an issue with focusing. I don't know if that's an iPhone issue or if that's just my lack of video knowledge. I didn't go to school for IT, so but yeah, definitely drying out. I'm gonna wait a little bit longer because it's still kind of puddling. There was nothing in that wasp nest. It was dead already. It's kind of hanging around down there, but Yeah, definitely can tell that there is some holding going on down in the wheel well here on the panel here. Looks like maybe rusted out, because I mean you are in the wheel well here. These cars were galvanized, so everything in here is galvanized and sprayed with a sealant. So I'm assuming it's because it's a body panel that it wasn't sprayed with that material and it wasn't galvanized, so therefore it rusted out right next to the joint of the wheel well here. But yeah, because I mean everything in here is made out of steel. Like it's pretty intense. You get into a wreck with one of these, I'm pretty sure you'd come out a little bit better than any plastic car driving around today. But yeah, so just gonna keep waiting for this to dry and then we'll get back to it. Alright guys, it's pretty much completely dried out now. I don't care to get a little bit of wasp killer on my hands. It don't hurt nothing, but yeah, we're gonna go ahead and see if we can get cracking here. I don't think I'm gonna remove the bracket that the antenna sits on, and as far as I can tell by reading the book, there's not really much in the way of this coming out. There is something called, I'm gonna absolutely butcher this name and people are probably gonna kill me for it. It's called an escutcheon. That's the best you're gonna get from me. That sits on top of the antenna up here to remove it. But I've tried that before in the past when I first bought the car to try to like bring the antenna down or just delete it. It didn't seem to want to come off. So we're gonna do this first, and if it doesn't come out this way, then we will go back up top and try to remove the escutcheon from there. And but yeah, let's go ahead and see if we can crack this loose. Alright, change of plans. It's gotta come out. Now, while I'm doing this, I was reading in the book that since this is a late model Porsche, at the 924 series, that some of these have windshield wiper controlled antenna, or something is connected between the windshield wipers and this antenna. I think they're smoking something over there at Haynes, because I have no clue how a windshield wiper would control the antenna unless, I guess, for continuity purposes or transmission signals. Alien shit, basically. Alright. Go ahead there. See if this little... Yep, there we go. That guy comes out. Ooh, he's dirty. Unsurprisingly. Alright. Okay. Yeah, so it's free. Gonna have to remove the escutcheon. So let me go ahead and reposition you guys and we'll go back up top. Alright guys, so we're back here. I don't really know if you can see me or not, but this is what they call the escutcheon. Is this little turn little piece guy right here on the very top of this antenna. But now that it's free, I can see that it definitely wants to come out. So I'm gonna get a wrench here and let's see what size it is. Maybe it looks like a 12. It's got these little indentions on it. It's not a 12. So we'll see if we can do that. Put this in correctly. Otherwise I'll lose my mind. I'm kind of a stickler when it comes to organization of tools, which I know may sound kind of crazy. I believe I might just be turning the entire antenna assembly. I'm definitely just turning the antenna. I can feel it, the box, because I have my hand down on the box right now. I can definitely feel it moving something internally inside the box. I'm going to step back for a moment, and I'm going to do a little bit more reading and find some ingenuity around this thing. So, yeah, give me like 30 seconds. Alright, so I didn't catch it on camera, but I did something. I don't know what I did, but it's coming out. It's falling. It's currently falling. I don't know what I did. I just gave the box underneath there a little tug, and it just decided to come out. So, it's good news for us. This little rubber grommet is going to be what stays. I'll have to find something to plug the hole with, because I've decided at this point I'm not going to put a radio antenna in this car. If I did put a radio antenna in, it's going to be like a small one. It's going to go somewhere hidden in the car, so this ungodly scene never happens again. But yeah, go downstairs or underneath there and figure out what's going on. All right, guys, welcome back to the wheel well. I'm going to put my 13 mil away really quick. Just yeah. People hate on my tool collection. It's kind of a hodgepodge of many things: Craftsman, Husky, Snap-on, Harbor Freight, Tractor Supply. To me, a tool's a tool, so as long as the tool serves its function and does its purpose correctly, it's a good tool. But yeah, so we can see that I got the box down, and it's coming slowly but surely. Now, I'm gonna have to what looks like that's not even connected to anything. I think that might be a ground wire or something. I'm not too sure. I'm gonna pull these connectors here. See, they're really old. Let's see. I brought a little tool with me. Try to get some of these connectors off. I'm not too sure the condition of them. Car's off, so I'm not worried about getting electrocuted, and even if I did, I don't think this thing would put out enough electricity to really give me a jolt. Something. I'm gonna take this guy off. A few other things. This connector is worrying me because I can't see. It looks to be just a push and tug, but it's jammed up in there. And I really don't like cutting wires on vehicles because I also don't have any wire nuts right now. But yeah, let's see here. Oh, this is finger tight, so I can pull this off unless it doesn't want to. You know, I love German cars. I'm a German car guy, big German fan. But this right here, this ain't it. This just is retarded. Why you would put an electronic device in the wheel well so it could get hit by water and splash consistently on a day-to-day basis when, yeah, Germans and engineering don't really go hand in hand. How long is this? Or is it... Oh my gosh. I don't know if it's just... There we go. It's just tricking me. Alright, so that's done. Got that off. A little more light now. I can see a little better. I'm going to try to pry this little connector off. Sneak a little tool in. Oh, there we go. I either broke it or I cracked it loose from the housing. Nope, I got it. Oh, baby. Alright. Alright, let me get back to you guys in a minute. We'll go upstairs and we'll take a look at it. Alright, guys. So, here's the radio antenna assembly. It's original to the car, as far as I'm aware. I'm pretty sure it's original because it's all in German and it's got some interesting writing on it. Yeah, I don't really have much to say about this. There is a label on here. I wish I could clean, but I don't have any brake cleaner. Says something about Richmond or something from America Incorporated, manufactured in China. I believe that's what it says. It either says China or something AINA.JNC. If anybody can tell me what that means, go ahead. But it is an automatic. Oh, there it is. Made in Germany. Let's see if I can get you guys. Yeah, made in Germany. So, definitely original to the car. One thing I've been doing with this car, and as I continue to take things off the car or make improvements and stuff, is I keep all the original parts. One, just for collection, but also two, because it is original to the car, and I try to keep everything that comes off this car. So I have a shelf of everything that comes off this car that is original to the car. If it's not original to the car, if I deem it's not original and that it's a replacement part at some point, it just gets thrown out. But if it is original to the car and I can make that assumption, or I can guarantee that it is, then it stays. It stays with the car for its entire life. Anywhere the car goes, these parts will go with it. In case anybody at some point wants to completely refurbish the car after I'm dead and gone, or if anything happens and I have to sell the car or something. I hope not. I love the car too much. But yeah, so 1988 radio assembly. It's pretty unique. But yeah, let's go ahead and put this on the shelf. Take a look at what the damage we did. See if we can electrical tape up some of those connectors so they don't get really too corroded down there. But yeah, there's that. Alright guys, so that's the project done for today. That's something that's been annoying the crap out of me while driving. So it's going to be kind of interesting driving now without seeing the antenna assembly sitting up there. But yeah, let's go ahead. I got some electrical tape here. We're going to tape up these connectors. I did remove the two C-clips, I believe they're called. I can't remember the technical name for them. But yeah, they just kind of were what the screws were going into to hold the carbon canister. I don't want to lose them driving down the road because I don't know if I can find the exact ones anymore or anything. So any tools or not tools, but any parts like this that come off the car, especially hardware related, I try to really save in case it, I can't find it anymore, or if I can find it, thank God. But I don't want to break them or lose them, so I just kind of keep them handy and put them in a drawer. But yeah, so we're gonna. Let's go ahead and see the connector here. I'm just going to tape up the connector itself along with some of the wiring in the back side of it just to kind of seal it in and try to just hide it as best as I can. But since the carbon canister is not going back on, it's one of those. Ooh, I already screwed up the electrical tape. How stupid of me. Right. There we go. Like so. Alright. Just that one done. Snap it off. And I'm no electrician. I call that pretty good. There is one more connector in here that went directly to the radio assembly receiver. It looks like a coax cable of some kind. Yeah, so we're just gonna go ahead and tape that up too. I just want to tape them up just because I don't want them to get corroded or cause issues or electrical shorts throughout the rest of the car and just other nonsense that can happen to these older cars. I just don't feel like dealing with it. I don't like electrical problems at all. Electricity can be a bit of a pain in the ass working on one of these older cars. Yeah, I'm going to just do that with it. And let's snap it off. There we go. Like so. I would terminate these since I don't plan on putting a radio assembly back in there. I would just terminate them and wire nut them off at the very top. But I'm also not sure if they do connect to anything else. I'm not sure if I do that, if anything would go wrong with the car. So just for the time being, I'm just going to electrical tape them so I can get further diagnostics on it and just further better myself with the car's knowledge. So for now, though, what's going to happen is they're just going to get kind of tugged up very back, I'll put a zip tie through where the original radio used to be held, and I'll zip tie the wires to that, and just kind of stick them up away from any water or anything. I don't really drive in the rain with this car, but in case I have to at some point, just kind of hide them and stick them up in there. Other than that, I'm going to put the wheel back on, and we'll go from there. Alright guys, so back in the garage. Kind of got pulled away for a little bit. If you're coming from TikTok, you've already seen this part, so you probably can go ahead and just click off the video. But yeah, so we removed the antenna assembly today. That was all we did today. We did learn a few more good ideas about the car, especially with the EVAP canister being as damaged as it was, or broken, and whatever you want to call it. But we already got the tire remounted and the wheel back on the car. Everything else is done. Tools are put away. Everything's great. But yeah, one thing I did learn while making this first video for you guys, I realized I shouldn't be recording in portrait mode. I should be recording in landscape mode. I was editing the video a little bit ago, and I realized that everything is going to be displayed vertically. So I'm very sorry about that. I'm sorry that you had to watch it. If you did watch it all the way to the end, you forced yourself to just stay with me. So thank you guys if you did watch all the way through to the end. I will, from going forward from now on, be recording in landscape mode, turning the phone sideways, just because I didn't realize the damage I would do. Also, I didn't plan for this video to go on YouTube. I didn't plan for what happened in the car, or not on the car, but in the video to happen as long as it took. Because I was trying to stay with TikTok and stuff like that, but it's just not going to fit in the format for TikTok. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe if you like what I'm doing. If you have any comments or suggestions or anything you can add to whatever happened today, if you have any ideas going forward, just let me know. But yeah, thank you guys for watching.